8D, consideration of adoption of resolution 2014-025, certifying past due charges to the Fillmore County Auditor for collection of property taxes. The owner of parcel 06.0015 and 06.0222 have been given notice that they may request a hearing in front of the City Council on this matter. No hearing is requested. The city shall certify the unpaid utility charges to the property taxes for collection by the county. See attached letter, exhibit, resolution.
Are they still using the utilities now?
Yes. One of the homes is going back to the bank. This way, it gets onto the tax rolls. It's a lien against the property, so whoever takes it over will get paid for the utilities now.
Some people actually, this is the way they plan to pay their utilities.
They what?
That this is the way that they want to pay their utilities. It seems odd, but it's the way some people want to do it. So. The 6-month one, of course, is always a little bit of a concern with the length of time. But just so you know, it gets to a certain point in the winter, and the winter rules kick in. There's nothing we can't shut it off.
Kathy, I think we're gonna check the address on that one, that one, because it's different on the letter.
There is a deal saying you can't shut it off in the winter time.
Some of the utilities, yes, if it's for heat and all.
Yeah.
On the letter?
On the letter, it's different.
It's High Street, right?
Oh.
So
Yeah, it is, okay.
Instead of mill.
It should be millable. I mean, it is mill.
We're sure they got that, they got the letter though?
The property owner doesn't live there anymore anyway.
Oh.
That's the one that's going back to the bank.
Okay.
So the summary sheet here is correct, the letter was off.
Right, because in the subject part of the letter, it was right. Just up
Okay.
here it was wrong, but down there it was right.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Good catch.
Any questions? I'll move to approve. Motion by Mr. Hansi, second by Mr. Dahl. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes, thank you. 8E, consideration of taking action and completing appropriate documentation on the recommendation of the Economic Development Authority, EDA, regarding several flood recovery loans. The following list represents the documentation that the 5-year term has been met. The first 75% forgivable installments, $100,000, has been applied, and the second installment of the 20% forgivable amount shall now be forgiven, with the remaining balance to be forgiven in equal installments until said balance is at zero, at which time the collateral assignments applied to property affected may be removed. Approval of resolutions 020 Farmers Elevator, 022 Murphy Johnson Post, 023 Rushford Hardware, 024 Creamery Kitchens Enterprises. Any questions on these? Otherwise
I'll move to approve resolutions 020 through 024.
Second.
that would be 020 22 23 24.
Yes.
21's down below. I think we'll do that separate.
Yep.
All right. Got that, Roger?
Yep. Thank you.
Cool. Any questions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. The following represents the documentation that the 5-year term has been met, and the first 75% forgivable installment of $100,000 shall now be forgiven, with the remaining balance to be forgiven in equal installments over the next 5 years until said balance is at zero, at which time the collateral assignments applied to property affected may be removed. Approval of resolution 2014-021, Hoyland Mill.
to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hansi, second by Mr. Culbertson. Any questions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes, thank you. Number 9, ordinances, there are none this evening. Number 10, reports, updates, and miscellaneous.
The Highway 43 timeline was presented, we just got this email Friday from our engineer. This is our latest guesstimate of where we're at and how long it's gonna take. Right now, it's still Rochester and up at St. Paul for review. We're gonna do a pre-bidders meeting. Means as we're getting ready to go out to bid, we're gonna invite likely companies that will probably bid on the project. Invite them to a meeting where we'll go through the project with them, with our engineer. It's a good way to answer questions before they go into bid, and typically you see results where it helps to reduce the overall cost because you're eliminating confusion. Open the bids around May 2nd, early part of May. MnDOT has to approve the bid. We will also be meeting with Mike Bobani in early May. He will expect to have him, I think it's the 12th is the first council meeting in May. So Mike will be here to run through the financing for the city's portion of the project, not the sewer and water, but the other part. And we're showing the construction starts somewhere around the latter third of May, depending on frost and all of that. We have done we've got an updated cost estimate from the engineer, and we're still, according to him, when you remove the sewer and the water from the project, we're close, but we're still under that amount that we were concerned about if we run into bonding ability. So we'll have to see how the bids come, but we're going to do everything we can to get them in as low as possible.
I know Kathy's got it highlighted here, but just the time change on the EDA meeting. The next one.
4:30?
Yep.
Joyce asked for that because it's whatever,
Yeah, well,
Easter, something or other.
yeah.
Oh. All right,
And then also, we're starting to pull together information to present to council on the water bill. So that we'll give you some options as to how we can proceed. The current thought that we have right now is we would look to set up some sort of tiered system. That way when people's usage would fall in, so if they've been using the water, they would fall into a tiered system. If they haven't been using excess amount of water, then it wouldn't apply. What we're really concerned about is having to go through and pull every bill and try to average each one of them. That's would be rather onerous to try to do. I talked with folks at the city of Chatfield and got their perspective as to what they did, and maybe some lessons learned there for us that we can apply in our situation.
How many people running their water now?
Lots.
Lots. I don't know count. We're just getting people that are starting now. I mean, they've been watching the temperature and then all of a sudden it went down now,
I think
so
the
they're
frost is
starting
gone.
now.
Mine dropped down and then it actually pulled back up a little bit. I'm still sitting right around 39, 40 degrees, so.
That's good.
Mhm. It was down to 37.
We just hooked up to the neighbors and are supplying them with water. So. It's still spotty though, it doesn't seem to be any. There's a couple of clusters, but not that many.